Hello everybody, what's up, what's going on, and welcome to the 52nd episode of Raptors in One. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to all my viewers and subscribers. Thank you very much for all the support that you've given of late, and of course for the comments. Very much appreciate the comments, and again, this is all for the love of Raptors basketball. So keep it coming, because I'm appreciating it, and I'm loving it. So thank you very much. Today, I want to cover a few moves that the Raptors have made recently, a few roster changes, as well as a big move that has happened just a couple of days ago. A big Woj bomb, of course, that Adrian Wojnarowski had dropped. So without any further ado, let's get it. Alright, so let's first cover off the very first move that I had noticed that the Raptors had made, and that was Mahalo. So the Raptors organization has decided to waive off Mahalo. Now, I know if you guys have been tracking this is not news to you. However, again, not to say that I wasn't surprised, but it was one of those moves that I didn't see coming not so soon. But is it something that I'm going to lose sleep over? Not really. He hasn't really made as huge of an impact as the Raptors organization was hoping he would. He wasn't the... we were hoping he would be kind of a 3-and-D, more so to space the floor, be a threat off the bench, bring that energy off the bench, which last season he was very underwhelming. Again, part of it could also be because we had so much talent already, and Nurse was playing a very tight rotation, so he didn't get very much time. And again, as a result, you're not going to see a person be able to play up to his potential. And that happened even in Malachi Flynn's case. So you could argue that perhaps he had an underwhelming season because he didn't get very much opportunity. But if you look at his FIBA performance lately, it hasn't been the best. And so I'm not surprised that the organization just kind of said, let's pull the plug, let's waive this guy, let's see who else we can bring in. Which brings me to my next person of interest for the Raptors. And I feel that person, that potential person, is somebody who was dismissed from the league last season for violating their anti-drug policy. That's right, I'm talking about none other than Jalen Harris. Now, when I first saw Jalen Harris play for the Raptors the season before the last season, I thought he had some potential. And he was great in the preseason, in the summer league, and I thought he had some good potential. Definitely, if he was given the opportunity, he could be that good bench piece. Meaning maybe probably like, like a 9th or 10th player off the bench kind of deal. But yeah, he definitely had potential. Unfortunately, maybe he did a few white lines, you know what I'm talking about, and maybe some wacky tobacco. I don't know. Whatever he did, he definitely violated the anti-drug policy. Hopefully, now, if I think the Raptors are going to sign him, or maybe they already have signed him on, hit the comment section, let me know if they did, because I was trying to look up to see if they signed him on, and I have heard nothing. So I'm going to assume that he hasn't been signed on yet. However, an encouraging sign, I have spotted him on, guess what? The Rico Hines runs. I spotted him in it. And I haven't watched the video yet. I'm looking forward to watching it. But we'll see. I mean, that's encouraging. And you know what? If anybody can turn him around, it's got to be Rico Hines. And it's got to be those runs. He's taking that right step to kind of redeem himself. And I really hope he uses this season to redeem himself. Now, my next piece of news that I want to talk about, I got to say, maybe a lot of fans were a little disappointed, myself included. I did not see this one coming. But hey, all the best for him. I'm talking about Yuta Watanabe. That's right. We've lost Yuta Watanabe in free agency. The Brooklyn Nets signed him on. And you know what? It's a good signing for Brooklyn Nets. I was hoping that maybe perhaps we could have signed him back on, because even though, yes, he had some injuries, struggle with injuries last season, but whenever he hit that floor, he showed that why exactly we signed him on. Like, he had good energy off the bench. He played amazing defense. Like, some of the blocks he had, there were some highlight reel blocks, some nasty blocks, and you could tell he was working on his defense. And I think the ultimate goal for him, I believe he was trying to be that 3-and-D prototype of a player. His three-pointers were also starting to look good the season prior to. Like, towards the end of the season, he was starting to take a few more three-pointers. He was at least hitting the open ones with a better consistency as opposed to the ones where he was guarded. But he was working towards it. His defense, though, last season, I had noticed it. It was amazing defense, especially the rim protector. For a guy of his size, he was protecting that rim. Like, he was good. And his energy off the bench, that's the one thing that potential players who want to make the NBA need to realize, especially the young ones. Not everybody's going to be Damian Lillard. Not everyone's going to be, Ja Morant. Not everyone's going to be Kobe. But you have to realize how to impact the games in other facets as well. The game is more than just putting the ball to the hoop. You could defend. You could pass the ball. You could just provide the energy, give some valuable minutes, be that glue guy on the bench, in the locker room. There's game even outside of the game that you can do. Watch film, everything, hit the practice, be the first one to come in, be the last one to leave. All these sort of things can help develop your NBA career. Eventually, the skills, you can work on it. You can keep working on it. And of course, you got Rico Hines on staff now. Definitely hit those Rico Hines runs. They will definitely improve your game. Now, before I get into the big news, the big Woj bomb, I want to quickly talk about the Rico Hines runs. Now, ladies and gents, if you haven't been paying attention to the Rico Hines runs, I highly suggest you subscribe to the Rico Hines channel on YouTube. You can check out this dude's runs, man. Some of the I had spoken about this in my previous episodes, but some big stars are starting to grace Rico Hines runs. They're taking notice. And Paul George, for one of the big stars, he actually mentioned that he was watching these videos on YouTube, and then he decided, you know what, maybe I should, come in on one of these runs. So trust me, there's a reason why I'm talking about these Rico Hines runs, why I keep highlighting these runs, because these runs are now being noticed by these big stars. Paul George has already participated. James Harden was there. Trae Young just came in. Steph Curry. Even Steph Curry has come into these Rico Hines runs. I'm telling you, my speculation, from what I see, there's a reason why they're starting to come into these Rico Hines runs. Of course, they know Rico Hines, he's big-time assistant coach, player developer, and the message that he has in these runs, even veterans are taking note, and they realize that this guy is all about player development and the team. And so that's why they're coming in. But there's one other thing, and this is just from me, just my own speculation. And I think they're starting to notice what the Raptors are doing in these Rico Hines runs. And they know at some point you're going to have to face the squad, whether you're in the Eastern Conference or the Western Conference. Obviously, Eastern Conference players and teams, they're going to have to face us a little more than the Western Conference. But they want to know what the competition is all about. And of course, when they see those YouTube videos, they're like, oh man, these Raptors, man, they're coming out. They're coming out. Even Paul George, even he mentioned that, hey, Raptors, respect, man. He gave respect to the Raptors. And he even said, you know what, if y'all don't have a hot start, then I'm going to be disappointed. So he's expecting the Raptors to be a force. Watch out. Now, the main piece of news that I want to talk about, the big Woj bomb, Donovan Mitchell has officially been traded from the Utah Jazz. That's right, Danny Ainge has finally managed to trade off Donovan Mitchell, and this was a big surprise to me. I did not see this coming. I thought Donovan Mitchell was definitely going to New York. Nope. He went to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Ouch. Let's talk about this trade. So what's happening with this trade? Essentially, Utah Jazz have traded Donovan Mitchell to the Cleveland Cavaliers. What did the Cleveland Cavaliers lose? Well, they traded away Lauri Markkanen, again a decentish player. I thought he had potential, but for some reason he's not necessarily playing as projected because, again, he doesn't necessarily have the defensive skill set. He can decently score the ball, but he's an alright pickup. They're losing Colin Sexton too. Colin Sexton, maybe not necessarily a good defender, but he can definitely hoop. He can definitely ball. He can definitely put that ball in the net. And then they're also giving up Ochai Agbaji. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that name, but I believe it's Ochai Agbaji. And of course, 3 unprotected first-round picks and 2 pick swaps. So, Danny Ainge, you've done it. You've done it again. And you're loading up on those draft picks. Just like Sam Presti. Seems like you're taking a page out of Sam Presti's book. Well, let's see. This got to be very interesting. You know, again, I don't know what Danny Ainge is planning to do or what he's thinking. But I have a feeling maybe perhaps, you know, they're trying to get in on the Bronny James sweepstakes, you know, because again, whoever gets Bronny gets LeBron. So we'll see what happens. Maybe LeBron's going to be a Thunder. Maybe he's going to be a Jazz. You never know. So what does that mean for the Raptors? With this trade now, Donovan Mitchell being a member of the Cleveland Cavaliers, that just made him an even more bigger threat, a force to reckon with. Because now we got to worry about Darius Garland. We got to worry about Evan Mobley. We got to worry about Jarrett Allen. And now add Donovan Mitchell to the mix. And not just the Raptors, but everybody in the East, they got their work cut out for. But hey, just because you add a big marquee player to your squad doesn't mean you're going to win the championship right away. It's happened in the past, and it could happen again. I mean, look at the whole LeBron, D-Wade, Chris Bosh moving to the Miami Heat. Did they win a championship right away? Nope. The first year, it didn't happen. Yeah, sure, it happened second, third year, but they needed to work on their chemistry and what their roles were going to be. So you never know. This could be one of those situations too. But at least on paper, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they do officially look very deadly. But the Raptors are going to be all right. I think we're going to be fine. We got continuity. We got players taking big steps forward. We got Rico Hines. We got Nick Nurse. And of course, our future franchise player, Scotty Barnes. I think we'll be all right. That's all I got today. Again, just a quick reminder, if you're a new viewer, you know, don't be shy. Hit that subscribe button. Join the Raptors in One family, baby. And of course, if you like the content, hit that thumbs up button. Hit the comment section. Until next time, I'm out.